Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. And I'm sorry for the last video that the sound did not work or the mic did not work. I don't know why. And it was a bit sad because I talked about very important things. But yeah, on the last video, I said that we are within this confirmed Model 1 accumulation. So we got our 1, we got our 2, we got our 3, and I said that I was looking for some sort of exhaustion and distribution confirmation to get the rotation back down, mitigate the demand, break back to bullish, for then to take out the range high. And I think that this will result in a higher low for a lower low, a lower high for a lower low. Okay. So we got the distribution confirmation. I hope someone took it. Here on Bitcoin, it was not that obvious because we had so much liquidity here. So I would have expected to take out this high here for me to enter any short positions, but I did enter one. I will talk about it in a minute. But yeah, that's not much to update here on Bitcoin. Yeah, this obviously has not to go down. This is what needs to happen for me to enter a trade. This obviously can do something like this, because this for me is within a confirmed model. But I've seen it many times where you get a narrow tap 2 and 3 and you go down in an extended way and then you push up higher. Okay, so this is still in a table. I have alerts on the range high, on the demand, and we will see. But I would be interested in shorting anything in here. And yeah, so that's about Bitcoin. I want to keep it a bit short and effective here. On ETH, we are within this here, so there's nothing really. We did not take out the low, we did not take out the high. So if we take out the high, I would repull my range like this, and other way around. If we take out the low, I will pull my range from here and then look what happens. But you can see this is some sort of an SMT with Bitcoin. And yeah, I was potentially looking at some sort of an accumulation, but for that I wanted this move to get deeper for then come back down and really create this liquidity curve here. But yeah, we have to see what will happen. You guys can expect chop in the next few weeks and months, because we are entering the summer month where volatility often slows down. And yeah, nothing really special happened. I remember last year it was that price action, but we had some big volatility here. But this was in the summer month. You can see this was very much chop, but it ended in a market maker continuation model, which went up higher. For example, you get something like this. So what I want to say is you really get chop, and for many people this is boring price action, but for me it was a very clean distribution which hit the technical target and then went up again. Okay, so stay on the charts, monitor them, because often in these environments, when you get the chop, many people get bored out and do nothing, and then suddenly a move happens, and then you FOMO in, etc. Okay, so we potentially can see a bottom in the next few months, where you can invest for the next years and position yourself. So it's absolutely crucial to pay attention right now here. Okay. On USDT, we had this distribution here, which nearly hit the technical target. It looks like USDT let me see. It looks like that USDT is a bit further down than Bitcoin is up, if you know what I mean. So this is accumulation. This is the range high, which is the range low here. Yeah, this looks like it will reach the technical target a bit sooner than Bitcoin. And then we have to see what happens. Now, when we go down now and you see this structure move down, then obviously this will get liquidity again, and then we will go up higher. Okay, so this is what we be aware of. This can happen, and obviously this can be the second tap of a higher time frame distribution, but we have to see. I often don't like this first move to use it as my first step. I like to use something that was created after as a first step, and maybe this is the first step, we go up higher, this is the second, and we go for Model 1 or Model 2. But I would say this is somewhere in here. Obviously, I don't know how high this can get and how long this can go. But I would say somewhere in here we could get the bottom in crypto, or I should say in Bitcoin. Yeah, okay. So let me switch back. USDT, XRP could get a nice re-entry here on this accumulation idea. So we got our 1, 2, and this was very, very narrow price action, and I don't really like this point of interest here, but it was some sort of an accumulation that went up, but this already hit the technical target. So technically speaking, you can watch also this low here and for a break, but it's sometimes a gut feeling. I don't know how to say it, but if we go down and we get a break here, I would not be confident that we go up here. I would say this can result in a fake break that goes for a Model 1, which creates its own range here. This is what I think. This is what often happens, because already so many people put their stop loss above these lows here. So these lows are liquidity now, okay? So yeah, this is what I want to see on XRP. Solana got a really nice push up. I don't think that Solana will go down. I don't really like this point of interest. That's why I don't have it on my chart. But if we get something local in here, so we go down, and obviously price should sweep this liquidity here, but it's still accumulating. I would trade this to the range high. This is all locally speaking. It's way too early to talk about macro reversals. And I still think that Solana has more room for downside here. So I'm only interested in short scalps that hit the technical target, and then I'm out. So I wanted to talk about this hype short because I was talking about a potential trade here on hype, but I was looking on the higher time frame here. So I said I don't like this as my first step anymore, because the time displacement between tab 1 and 2 was further away than tab 1 and 2, than 2 and 3. And now we got this compression in here, and then we had this nice ranging formation. Already hit the TP while I was sleeping. And here you can see a nice model 1, 1, 2, 3. Only thing, the last push up was very aggressive, but you can label it as manipulation, okay? And if you get an aggressive move up like this here, you want some sort of topping formation, okay? So what you don't want to see is a fast move up and then a break. I would not take this. What I want to see, if you get a big push up, is some sort of a topping formation and then an aggressive break back inside, okay? And here you can see it was a bit more aggressive, but there was not real demand below here. So you can see that there is no real POI. And if you look, New York had an aggressive buy to sell, and then it created here, locally speaking, liquidity, okay? And oftentimes, I did not look at this, but yeah, there's no real point of interest here. But New York just had I would say overall a sell to buy, and it took out all this liquidity here, okay, from the second tab. But then it had this local topping formation, as you can see. And this is where I entered the trade. So let me see, it was 3-minute break. So looking the price action, it looked like this. And then we had the break right here. So I waited for the next candle and entered right around here. So I only wanted to see that the next candle is closing bearish again. And we don't get a bad break, because this barely braked below, and then I saw these sell. Maybe I was entered here, I don't know, but somewhere in here, and targeting the range low. Yep. Yeah, exactly. So here I was sleeping. And you can see the overall very nice clean range with the nice return to zone here. The last move was a bit more aggressive, but this sometimes happens when you have, locally speaking, liquidity here, and obviously the range high liquidity, that we push up a bit more aggressive, but this does not invalidate the whole range. And you can see ranges like this that forms over 3 to 4 days have a pretty high win rate. And yeah, I'm very satisfied with the execution, and overall 4% gain in, well, less than a day in and out, because I'm not that confident to short a strong pair like hype, but if a setup like this presents itself, I have to take it. This was a very, very clean setup now when you see it like this. Okay, so I think that we are done for today. And you can see this was in confluence with Bitcoin, okay? Yeah, I wanted to talk about some other topics about trading, but I will do this in the next video. Maybe you guys want some psychological videos where I talk about trading mindset, etc. And yeah, write a comment if you want, leave a like if you want, and if you haven't, I would love when you subscribe to my channel, and we will see you in the next video. Have a good day. Bye.